don't need another motivational video. You need one uncomfortable question. Because every time you say "I'll do it tomorrow," you are making a decision. And Marcus Aurelius knew exactly what that decision was costing him. There is a question that can destroy laziness faster than motivation ever could. It isn't, "Do I feel motivated?" It isn't, "Am I in the mood?" And it isn't, "What if I fail?" The question is much more uncomfortable. What are you waiting for? Marcus Aurelius lived in a world where waiting could have consequences. He was an emperor. He carried responsibility for millions of people. He faced wars, political betrayal, disease, death, and personal loss. And yet one of the most powerful ideas in his writings is surprisingly simple. You have something to do, so do it. The problem with modern laziness is that we often make it sound complicated. We say we need motivation, we need the perfect routine, we need better circumstances, we need more confidence, we need more energy. But sometimes the truth is much simpler. We know what needs to be done, and we're avoiding it. You know the email you need to send. You know the work you need to finish. You know the workout you promised yourself. You know the skill you said you would learn. You know the decision you've been postponing, and still, you reach for your phone. Why? Because comfort gives you an immediate reward. Discipline gives you a delayed one, and the human mind naturally prefers what feels good now. Marcus Aurelius understood this conflict, so imagine waking up tomorrow morning. Your alarm rings. You don't want to get up. Your mind immediately gives you reasons. 5 more minutes. You're tired. You can start tomorrow. You deserve some rest. And then comes the question, what are you waiting for? Not because rest is bad, not because exhaustion doesn't matter, but because you need to distinguish between genuine limitation and convenient resistance. That distinction is everything. Sometimes your body needs rest. Sometimes your mind needs recovery. But sometimes you're simply negotiating with yourself because the difficult thing is uncomfortable. And every time you win that negotiation by choosing comfort, you train yourself to choose comfort again. That's the hidden cost of laziness. Laziness isn't just losing 1 hour. It teaches your brain a pattern. Resistance appears. You escape. Resistance appears. You postpone. Resistance appears. You quit. Eventually, you stop trusting yourself. And that's far more dangerous than losing productivity. Because confidence doesn't only come from believing in yourself. It comes from having evidence that you can rely on yourself. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, you create evidence. Every time you break one, you create evidence too. So discipline begins with something incredibly small. Keep one promise. Get up when you said you would. Do the 10 minutes you promised. Write the first paragraph. Read the first page. Do the first set. Make the first call. You don't need to conquer your entire life today. You need to prove that your intentions still control your actions. Marcus Aurelius repeatedly returned to action because he understood something modern people often forget. Thinking about the right thing is not the same as doing it. You can consume thousands of motivational videos, read hundreds of books, save quotes, build plans, create schedules, and still remain exactly where you are. Knowledge without action becomes another form of procrastination. So ask yourself tonight, what do I already know I should be doing? And then ask, what am I waiting for? Maybe the answer is fear. Maybe it's comfort. Maybe it's perfection. Maybe you're waiting until you feel ready. But here's the uncomfortable truth. You may never feel ready. Courage often comes after action, not before it. Discipline often comes after repetition, not before it. Confidence often comes after keeping promises to yourself. So stop asking yourself whether you feel like doing the work. Ask whether the work needs to be done. If the answer is yes, begin, not tomorrow, not Monday, not when everything becomes easier. Begin with the smallest possible action, because the person you want to become is built through these tiny moments. One decision, then another, then another, and eventually, something changes. You stop seeing yourself as someone who is trying to become disciplined. You become someone who acts. That is the real death of laziness, not endless motivation, not aggressive self-talk, but the quiet ability to say, I don't feel like it, and I'm doing it anyway. If this video hits you, subscribe to Stoic with Aurelius for more Stoic lessons to become unbreakable.